Hi, I'm Ray Arcade. Welcome to my channel. The last time on the Jersey Shore, everybody was fighting. Snooki got into a fight with 3 broads at once. Jenni was fighting in the club. And Ronnie got into a fight on the boardwalk and left angrily, leaving Sam alone in the sleaze. Will the gang keep kicking ass and getting their asses kicked? Let's find out as you take my hand on this Jersey Shore retrospective. Today we are going over episode 7 of season 1 called What Happens in AC, and it premiered on January 14th, 2010. Let's get into it. Sam and Ron are back at the house after the boardwalk fight, and Ron looks fucked up. His face is jacked up. He keeps apologizing to Sam for pushing her for no reason. Then they start hugging and crying again.
I did not mean to push you, Sam.
No man will ever touch me like that ever twice. Sorry that your face looks like this. I will never be touched the way I was touched today, ever. Why do you think I walked away? You pushed me.
I'm sorry I touched you. I'm sorry, too. I never meant to touch you, Sam.
And this is a thing that they do over and over again as their relationship continues. So let's say it all together, shall we? Trauma bond. One of them will push the other one away. They'll feel abandoned. They'll act out in some way. They'll fight. They'll make up. Over and over and over again. It's not healthy. So in the last couple of episodes, there's been this through line that I don't really care that much about. But there's a bigger point to make in that Snooki has told Sammy and Ron and other roommates have noticed that they're pulling away from the rest of the group. There's only a couple weeks left of summer. They're not hanging out with everyone. They're leaving places early to go be together alone. Whatever. Snooki brings it up to them because she wants to hang out with them. And they are saying that Snooki's jealous, Sam and Ronnie's like whispering in Sammy's ear. He's like, they're jealous of you because you're with me.
You don't see me saying anything crazy about I've been Troy's weird little relationship.
They're just jealous.
All right.
Which is classic, narcissistic, I'm going to isolate you from everyone else type behavior. And I think that's a big red flag. He's like, yeah, they're jealous of you. Problem is, Sam also gets an attitude about it. Instead of thinking like, oh, hey, there's this girl who wants to be my friend. She wants to hang out with me. She's like, oh, fuck her. Jealous, bitch, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, am I crazy? I think all of us have had a friend who just abandons us as soon as they get a significant other. And you're like, what the fuck, man? Where is my friend? Do you think Snooki is wrong? I don't know. I just hate when people chalk things up to they're just jealous when there might be other issues going on to dismiss that person's feelings. At the club that night, Vinnie is hanging out with Tanya, the cougar he stole from Danny. Snooki's hanging out with a guy named Keith that she met who has the personality of a wet mop. And Mike is hanging out with a girl named Paula who comes up in some future episodes and seasons. Paula is a fun little firecracker, and I will get into her later on. But I stand Paula. I hope she's having a great life. We love you, Paula. Mike takes her back home, and him and Paula start doing it in the hot tub. Vinnie's up on the deck too with Tanya, and they're watching. It's a little weird. Paula falls down some steps when they're going to Mike's bedroom. I think they hook up. And the next morning, somebody's pounding on the door, and it's one of Paula's friends because her family can't find her because she was in the situation's bed. The worst place to be. I guess she missed her first day of work and her friend tears her a new asshole. Vinnie and Mike start getting into it. They're throwing some jabs at each other. They have a very weird rivalry. And then Vinnie throws out the, yeah, well, your sister's into me kind of line. And I don't like that. Leave Melissa alone. I hope Melissa's happy. I actually read she got married, so I hope she's happy too. We love you, Melissa. That night at the club, Vinnie's hanging out with Tanya, but Melissa's there. He kind of ditches Melissa for Tanya. Also, Ronnie's talking to some chick, and Mike purposely tells Sammy about it because he's a shit stirrer and a drama starter, and I kind of love it. But Vinnie ends up bringing Melissa back to the house. And there's a scene where Vinnie's kind of getting frisky with her, and Mike sees them, and the face he makes is amazing.
Mike's sister
was definitely for sure a thing. What a puss. Get over here. Where's your creepy brother? You're tickling me. You're like tickling me. Stop, you're tickling me. Mike, you watching?
What's going on out there?
Polly is hanging out with an Israeli chick named Danielle. Danielle is very into her convictions and her religion. I don't think Polly could point out Israel on a map, so there's obviously some disconnect going on there.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps.
And then I have some tea for the next episode, I think, with Danielle and Polly. So hold on to your butts. I will get into that later. The night comes to an end and Melissa sneaks downstairs and hooks up with Vinnie. The next day, the gang goes to AC for a night. And I just want to throw this out there. Atlantic City is a shithole. Don't go there. It's not worth it. Everybody's out to dinner. And on typical Northeast Coast fashion, they're ribbing each other. They're giving each other shit. It's kind of a thing you do out at social gatherings. You just joke around. Unfortunately, Mike takes it a little too seriously and he starts saying, I got ammo on all y'all. And he's the type of person that can dish it, but he can't take it. And then Snooki catches a stray when she was like, can you pass the rolls? And he's like, don't worry, girl, you got it a few, calling her fat pretty much. I don't see the point of calling somebody fat as an insult, especially if you're a man calling a woman fat. It's just low-hanging fruit. And I used to be pretty overweight. I've lost 50 pounds. And I wasn't happy when I was overweight. And I get the feeling that Snooki in this season is not very happy with her weight. It's something she struggles with. She also mentioned she had an eating disorder. So it's like, why do that? What is the point? A lot of people who are overweight struggle. And sometimes there's this attitude of like, hey, well, just put the fork down, fatty. But people use food to cope, to eat during stressful times, to make themselves feel better. Like, you have no idea what somebody's going through. So calling them fat just seems like a convenient insult. It's not necessary.
I can't stop eating. I eat because I'm unhappy. And I'm unhappy because I eat. It's a vicious cycle.
I will say, Ronnie is like, yo, Mike, you're a dick. I'm going to take a red flag off. Negative a red flag from earlier because Ronnie is like, hey, Mike, you're a dick for saying that to her. Don't get after a woman about her weight. Thank you, Ronnie. That's very nice of you. Also, just to be pedantic, Sammy says Mike doesn't have the audacity to go after Snooki and apologize for calling her fat. I just want to say that having the audacity, being audacious, basically means to be like brazenly rude. So going after Snooki to apologize wouldn't be audacious. Calling her fat is audacious. If Mike were to go after to Snooki and apologize, that would be having deference. The gang's all going out. Jenny's boobs are out and floating around again. We love to see it. Vinnie's making out with some girl at the club, and Mike steals her when Vinnie goes to the bathroom. And it is like some caveman shit. Mike's like, oh, me steal girl, me bring back to cave. Oh. Me man, I make out with girl in club.
Now let's make a sound. Just let's make a huge R. And again.
They've been there for hours. Everybody starts slowly going back to their rooms, except Jenny. She gets sick in the bathroom. She goes up to Mike, who's hanging out with the girl he stole from Vinnie. And she's like, hey, can you walk me back up to the room? And he's like, nope. It seems like a reasonable request. So I understand that Jenny just wants somebody to walk her back up because she's drunk and sick. Mike saying no would be a dick move, I think, if there wasn't a camera crew. I feel like Mike saying no was because he knew the production staff would get her back up to her room and he's hanging out with a girl and doesn't want to leave. Whatever. Jenny starts getting very upset about this. And here's the tea. Here's what I have learned. On the Ask Me Anything from the Reddit producer, at some point before Atlantic City, Jenni and Mike hooked up. I believe they just were making out, and it was kind of a situation like Jenni had with Pauly D. The production staff decided to remove the Jenni making out with Mike storyline to hone in on her just hooking up with Pauly D. But Jenni and Mike even confirmed later on that they were kissing as a joke. Their story changes over and over again.
Let's make out.
No, Mike and I purposely kissed because the cameras weren't on us, just to like.
You did?
With the cameras.
That was first season at F Cove, and the cameras weren't on us. And we literally just kind of kissed on the lips, and we looked at each other. And then there was it was like a nice smooch, but it was no tongue.
But I think they hooked up more seriously, like hot and heavy. They were into it. Meanwhile, Jenni still has a boyfriend. She's hooking up with everybody because things at the club get weird. Like, she starts saying she's going to fight this chick that Mike is making out with, which is like, why? Why would you fight her? And then she hits him.
I was like, I'm not leaving right now. I'm with this girl right here.
You want me to fight right now so I can get back to the room?
Jenni, she's like, I'm about to fight the girl that you're with right now. I'm just like, what? Are you serious right now?
So I think what's going on is that they had hooked up. Jenni was sick, sure, but she's also pissed and jealous that Mike is not giving her the attention that she wants because Jenni gets drunk and she wants male attention. So, yeah, that's what I think is going on. Regardless, Jenni gets kicked out of the club and Mike's gloating about it. She gets back up to the room. She's telling the roommates, as soon as Mike comes through the door, I'm hitting him. So Mike eventually does come up. Him and Vinnie are going at it. Vinnie's giving him shit for stealing his girl. Meanwhile, Jenni is like a lioness in tall grass, stalking her prey. She launches from behind Vinnie out of nowhere and starts wailing on Mike. And then Vinnie goes to try to break them up. And he's like, well, if I let you go, you're going to hit him. And she's like, yeah, I am. And he was like, well, I'm not going to let you go. She gets away from him. Gives him a strong back punch to the face. Like, whatcha? Connects.
Oh, what are you
Club? He kicked me out of the club.
All right, don't punch me in the face. Punch me in the face.
Oh!
Punch me in the face.
Oh!
Good night.
Fun fact, Jenni's been doing Taekwondo since she was 6, so there was some force behind that. You can tell that hurt. And then immediately you see all of the production staff come rushing in at the end of the episode. It's really funny. Like, it's like connect, and then all the people come flooding in. That's where the episode ends. Will Jenni and Mike keep fighting? Will Ron and Sammy hang out with the group some more? Will Snooki hook up with that weird dude named Keith? Will Vinnie and Mike keep fighting? Who knows? We'll find out next time on the next episode of Jersey Shore. Until then, stay crazy, stay wild. Bye.